p.m. Kalihi Pālama Neighborhood Board is in session. We'll start off with Honolulu Fire Department. Please take the mic when you speak.
How about now?
Yes.
Use the mic.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Firefighter Calistro with Station 31 Kalihi. Here to report August statistics. We had 1 structure fire, 3 brush fires, 10 rubbish fires, 3 cooking fires, and 9 activated alarms with no fire. There were 185 medical emergencies, 1 motor vehicle collision involving a pedestrian, 26 motor vehicle collisions, 6 hazardous material incidents, and no mountain or ocean rescues. And we just wanted to share our fire safety tip involving lithium-ion batteries. They store a lot of energy in a small place, and they're subject to overheating, starting fires, or exploding if they are overcharged or damaged. So we just want to educate you guys to look for batteries that are marked with UL, ETL, or CSA, meaning they meet safety standards. Always charge these batteries safely using the cords they came with. Make sure to charge them on a hard surface. Do not overcharge them, and make sure to unplug them when they're fully charged. Also, recycle them responsibly. Don't throw them out in normal trash or recycling bins because they could start a fire. Use a designated recycling facility or location. You can visit call2recycle.org to find a recycling spot near you. And the Honolulu Fire Department is hosting a fire prevention family day on October 4th at the Honolulu Zoo from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So bring the family, and you can meet us and learn more about the department. If you have any more questions, you can email hfdnhb, as in Honolulu Fire Department Neighborhood Board, at honolulu.gov. Thank you.
Any questions from the board? Sorry. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the community or online? None. I do have a comment. I wanted to say thank you to the Honolulu Fire Department, HPD, and EMS for the big fire that happened on Austin Lane. I was there to help and assist that day. Luckily, it was on a Sunday, 9 o'clock in the morning. And look, you know what the story was, is I was at Liliha Bakery trying to pray to God that I don't buy something that's bad for me. And when I looked to the sky, I saw smoke, and there it was, you know, and I followed that. And I helped with the evacuation. Kamakapili Church, Heather, and Tyler Dos Santos Tam, council member, and Radiant. I was in communication with them, and everybody did an excellent job in coordination. So thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good night.
Thank you. And then I think there was more to announce. Okay.
Battalion Chief Joey Conlin with Honolulu Fire Department. I'm in the headquarters, our Fire Operations Division. We have a acquired structure training program, and we partnership with different owners and developers when their property is going under demolition, so that we can use it to train, because our training center is overtaxed with our recruits already. So we're trying to find other places. We will get into residential homes down the line. Currently, we're just working on the commercial. So this property that you guys have the flyer for, we partnered with Kamehameha Schools. They requested us to come down and give you guys a heads up. It's our October hands-on training. It's the Ola New HAD, which is in between Dillingham and Colburn. What we're doing is taking the old Popeyes and Burger King, and I'm gonna gut it and turn it into a residential home so our guys can utilize it to train. And what it does, it gives us the best realistic scenario training that we can do. It'll be full scale, 5 companies responding in and facilitating everything we do: pulling hoses, flowing water, searching for people, evacuating, ventilating until the situation is mitigated, and we'll move it to the next. So we have two of the properties. So we'll have 1 drill here and 1 drill here in the AM, and then those companies will leave. 5 other companies will come back, and we'll have another 2 scenarios. So in that property, Kamehameha Schools will chain it up and fence it in and then block it off, so we'll be out of the way. We will put our signage up there that we're training, and then we'll go through the neighborhood and try to give them flyers, all the stakeholders, to let them know and be aware of what we're doing and how we're facilitating our training. Our PIO is gonna try to put some stuff on, I believe, Instagram and Facebook. Last time our BFSO training was at the old Porsche with Kamehameha School, so they did interviews with Kamehameha School graduates and also made a clip for the news. So we were on the news and we had a whole clip on that, how we do our training, what we're trying to do, and how we better ourselves to keep us well prepared to serve the community and keep the community safe.
Any questions from the board?
Yeah.
Let me pass the mic to you.
Hi, Evelyn Cullen. So in your efforts to inform the community of what's to come, how are you going to be addressing those that do not speak the language, say Chukis, and the area primarily is of people who are of Filipino descent? A lot of elderly that do not speak the language where maybe they wouldn't understand what's taking place, as well as for those that are disabled and they can't hear, things like that.
That's a great question. I'm really not too sure because we don't speak those languages, but we will walk through and hand out the flyers to all the stakeholders in the area. I believe they're gonna try to get some stuff on the radio. We have big banners that state we're training over there, but the whole place will be fenced in. So no, there will be no access to public. We'll drive in, close the gate, and our training situation will be in there. And they'll fence it up starting on August the 22nd of this month, hopefully to be done on the 29th. And we're looking to train. I got to go in and renovate it from the 1st to the 12th, and hopefully I can get it done before the 13th. And we'll train from the 13th to about November 21st. We will train, and then we'll bring in state crash, Fed Fire, and National Guard to have interagency training with everybody. Give them all an opportunity. We can train with them at the same time so that we work cohesive, like you said. The last time we brought in EMS with us, so we'll probably bring EMS so they'll stage and do that. So I don't speak the language, sorry, man. But we will go out and hand out the flyers to how many other people we can. And I think with your guys' support, you guys would be able to maybe assist us.
Yeah, with this flyer, this is awesome. Can you have this translated into maybe Ilocano
I can try.
or Chukis? Because that's
Chukis,
yes.
Is that the two primary?
I would say like different dialects in the Filipino language.
Tagalog and Ilocano.
Tagalog, yes. Just
Yeah,
have it
definitely
translated
look
and
into that. Yeah.
thank you.
Are there any other questions from the board? Any questions from the community? Any questions online? Hearing none. Thank you so much for that major fire that did occur and the vast amount of people that were involved. It is vitally important that CERT, which I'm a part of as well, and have been and will be getting trained, that more people are aware in the community that they can get involved and get trained for first responding, because now more than ever, there's a lot of natural disasters, hurricanes, fires, so on and so forth. And we want to be prepared as a people and in the community to take care of each other. That's vitally important. Thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we're going to move along to Police Department, District 1. No District 1, so we're going to move on to Honolulu Police Department, District 5.
Hello?
Hi, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Good evening, everyone, and especially council members. My name is Sergeant Joel Dodoy from District 5 Night Watch, and I'm giving you the stats for the August month. For aggravated assault, we have 5 compared to last month was 15. Auto thefts, we have 12 for this month compared to July is 10. Burglary calls, we have 7 compared to 10 last month. Robbery, we have 3 compared to 1 last month. Sex assault rape cases, we have none for the month of August compared to 3 in July. For simple assaults, we have 15 calls compared to 16 from July. Theft cases is from 32 to 39 on July, and UEMVs we have 4 for August compared to 11 in July. Total calls of service in August we have 2,838 compared to last month is 2,649. And that is the stats for the month of August.
Any questions from the board? Evelyn? Sister.
Hi, Evelyn Cullen. It's not primarily for D5, but HPD in general. So this is in regards to a lot of vehicles. I see at least 2 to 5 daily when I'm driving on the road, a lot of out-of-state license plates. So I know that there's a time limit when they have to transition into in-state licenses, and I haven't seen that yet. I was hoping maybe even for other city officials that might be in attendance at this time to really consider maybe when they get off of Matson or Pasha, that would be a requirement for them to transition their vehicle through DMV as an entry point. Because I can see a lot of liability happening, and I don't want that liability to fall upon me or other taxpayers. So that's my thoughts on that. And if you can all just give 2 cents to that thought. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll definitely take that look into that. A lot of times that we don't realize that half these vehicles are military and they have certain exemptions. Just like as far as safety checks and whatnot, it's because if they're on military orders or live military duties, they have a certain exemption that when they're carried over to state to state, everyone is different. As far as the concerns of the license plate not being registered on time, and if they're occupying a space and it's not abiding by the rules for parking, there's 2 choices. You can call 911. We'll service a call, see what we can do. If not, there's online access that you can actually report it to abandoned vehicles, and they can do further research. And then once they get cited, then from there they can make the necessary corrections. Until then, we got to do both parts. You as a community to report it, and then us to actually follow up on it. Hopefully that is suffice.
Thank you so much. Any other questions from the board? Go ahead.
Hi, Chair Daga. Just wondering, due to the construction on Beckley Street, I was wondering if they're gonna have HPD presence for the temporary bridge you're building for the kids or for the pedestrians.
That is also something that I would have to reach out to either our community policing department to see whether or not if they have something in line. Also, special duty is in charge of assigning officers to that location. A lot of times it's also dealing with permitting and all that. So in order for police officers to be there, it's usually like a request that's made, and then permitting allows them to place police officers there. If not, then it would be our community policing team to assist, and that would be probably the best way to handle it.
So would I have to go to the engineer first to request it from
Yeah,
HPD?
well, in order for a project to be happening, and then they ask for police presence to direct traffic, it has to be in that planning. And then from that planning, it states that officers is necessary. They will notify our special duty department, and the department will then go ahead and assign officers to that location. But if it's outside a permitting thing, then we can work as on a whatever watch there is and try to assist as best as we can.
Okay, thank you.
I believe that she had a question. Hold on.
Aloha, my name is Patricia Ho'opi'i. I live on Mokuea Street, and I was wondering on Kalihi Street, there was a body that was there covered with a blanket on it that I was wondering, I didn't hear no feedback of that body or what happened to that person.
At this point, I'm not sure what happened. Today is my first day back. I would have to look into it, and hopefully we can get that information to you. I don't have that information on hand right now.
Yeah, thank you. Because I was asking my representative, and she said to follow up and see, would you know?
Okay, do you know what time frame?
I know it was on Kahai Street, right on the corner, on Mokuea and Kahai Street.
Within the last month or the last week?
Before, what about 2 weeks ago?
Okay, yeah, I would have to do a little bit more research into that.
Thank you.
And there was another question, Donald.
Yes, sir. Oh, the question was, I saw in the news about the police department doing a lot of extra overtime. What's going on? That's we can't get more officers involved in jobs.
Unfortunately, we are having a large shortage of police officers at the moment. We're doing a lot of recruitment, and that's handled to our HR department. We can only fill so much spots for willing and able workers, and certain people, so certain officers still have outside lives other than the department, and we got to take care of that first. But we try to, do a full roster at every moment to make the public safe. But like I said, sometimes people have they can work more, and other people's can work give up a little bit more time from their schedule. So it all depends.
Any other questions from the board? Any questions from the community? Principal Larkin.
Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening. I'm Principal Larkin here at Kalihi. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming and joining us. Sir, for you, we have a question about the shootings that happened over near Linapuni the other couple days ago, and in general with violence that has happened in the neighborhood over the last few months. One of the concerns that we have is that schools aren't notified of these things having occurred, especially the nighttime ones, until the rumor mill hits us, and sometimes that rumor mill has got a lot of bad things. Is there any way for HPD to inform the schools so that we can get our teams prepared for any counseling that needs to happen, and to also intervene if any students are involved in those kind of events?
That's a good question. We'll go ahead and I'll work with our community policing team to set that up or to get back to you on what we can do to keep this transparency. Other than that, sometimes a lot of the cases are still pending investigations. There's certain information that we can release to the public at that time, and especially if it's involving juries, that's kind of how sensitive it is with news media.
Yeah, I would say like we don't need a lot of details, just a general heads up, like, hey, there was a shooting in this area. Kids might have seen or witnessed or something like that. Because some of our kids came the next day and were like, hey, I saw this happen. And so we want to be prepared and have our counselors be able to be proactive on that, and be just aware of the situation because she was kind of caught off guard.
Okay, definitely. I'll look into that and then get back to you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Principal Larkin. Any other questions from the community? Any questions online? Okay, thank you so much. We're going to move it along to Board of Water Supply, Iris Oda.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Iris Oda from Board of Water Supply. I give the main breaks from the previous month, which for number 15, there was one on August 7th near 917 Kokea Street. And I have one general announcement. And I passed out flyers while you guys were hearing the other reports and to some of the audience. We have Imagine a Day Without Water event. So it's going to be this Saturday, September 20th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Windward Mall Center Court. So bring your entire ohana to this annual Imagine a Day Without Water for a free, family-friendly event. And you can learn about One Water concept and why water is essential to every part of life. You can explore interactive displays from over 20 city, state, and community organizations, and you can enjoy hands-on activities, prize giveaways, and that's including a 45-gallon rain barrel. And there's gonna be much more, so we're gonna try and get that prize. Even I would love to get that. So yeah, so go to borderwatersupply.com/onewaterhawaii for more information and grab a flyer. I did leave some on the table. And then I had 2 follow-ups from last meeting. I think it was July, right? So one question was, there was some water maybe being wasted near 274 Kalihi Street. So they followed up, and I guess there was no water waste at that address. It was it's actually their property behind it. So we have already notified them, and if it's still issues still ongoing, so please contact the Board of Water at 748-5368 or S. Nordstrom at hbws.org or me. That's the one he works at our communications office. So, and then I had another question about credit card payments for businesses. So we allow for residential, but not for businesses, and not now. And there was a time frame, and I was told, here we go. So at this time, there is no timeline for and when businesses will be able to pay their water bill with a credit card. Sorry. So if customers have questions or want more information, contact our customer care admin team at 748-5300. So that was my response for those 2 questions. Okay.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much, Iris. Any questions from the board? Okay.
I don't know if you already answered it, but it was in regards to businesses being able to pay their bill online like residents. I think I had asked that last
Oh yeah,
time.
that was my fault. So I was told at this time, there is no timeline when businesses will be able to pay their water bill with a credit card, which is online or in person, paying it with a credit card. So we can't do that yet for businesses. There's no timeline. So, so if you want to ask them, I was told you could call customer care admin team at 748-5300. 808, sorry, 808, of course. 748-5300, and you can ask them about that. Okay, thanks.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? Any questions from the community? Okay. Please approach the mic.
My name is Dana. Yep. My question is an update on the museum.
Hi, Mr. Yap. Yeah, so the question had been, we have our Kalihi pump station has a museum, the Fred Ort Museum. They're still doing renovations. I'll have to get the dates, but there was some other project that's going on. That's going to be another year or 2. So let me go follow up on the dates. I had reported on it a couple months ago. I just didn't bring the paper with me. So it's not going to be open yet, but we will notify the public.
And this is for the museum, right?
The museum opening, yeah.
Spectacular.
So they were doing some kind of other internal project in that building.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's not open, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions from the community? Any questions with the community online? Hearing none. Thank you so much, Iris. You have a nice evening. See you next month. We're going to move along to Honolulu Authority for Rapid Transportation, HART. Is Gabby online? Okay. Gabby, you're muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. As community members, so with me today, I have Kaipolani Mochizuki. She's with Non-Inc. contractor for our Dillingham Utilities relocation project. So I have a few updates. So for the first update, and please let me know if I start lagging. My internet is unstable here. So for the first update, For segment 2 from Pearl Harbor to Middle Street, it's nearly complete with trial operations ongoing. So during trial operations, which is a part, during trial running, which is a part of trial operations, the system is tested for the average service availability over a rolling 30-day period. And many other things are tested, such as platform gates and doors staying open for the correct amount of time, communication system, security camera, making sure everything works together. So segment 2 is currently scheduled to be open for revenue service on October 16. So for our second update on Dillingham for the CCUR4 project, utility relocations is ongoing. Road widening began in August, so last month. Service reconnections to individual properties along the project continues, and installation of HECO and Hawaiian Telecom infrastructure is ongoing. For the third update, Hardener contractor Tudor Perini Corporation broke ground in August for segment 3 construction. So that'll take us all the way to Kaka'ako. And our contractor is currently performing geotechnical boring, shaft location preparation, potholing, and mobilizing a lot of their equipment. Next, I'd like to give a recap of the neighborhood design workshop for the Kalihi and Pālama stations. So it was held last week, and it went very well. There was about 40 to 50 people present in attendance from the public. So just like the first meeting, our design team gave a presentation on the features of the stations, showed renderings of the stations, and then the meeting broke off into 4 different groups, booths, where the subject matter experts spoke with the public individually if they had any questions. So the booth topics were station design, artwork and landscape, transit-oriented development, and then design and construction. While walking around and interacting with people, they had great comments and questions like, how did you decide on the name of the station? They gave input on color and design and more. So we'll be hosting these neighborhood design workshops in the coming months, and the upcoming ones are for Iwilei Downtown and Civic Center Station, and each station will have 2 design workshops each. So lastly, I have a traffic update. There will be a full closure of eastbound Nimitz Highway on Bishop Street intersection this Friday, September 19, from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. the next day. So it's just for that one night. And eastbound drivers will be detoured at Bethel or at Bishop Street towards Aloha Tower Drive, and you can continue east. So special duty officers will be in the area to help motorists and pedestrians. And alternate routes including King Street are recommended for eastbound travel during that time. And access for residents and businesses will be maintained. Excuse me, sorry. This closure is in support of installation of a traffic mast arm pole as part of the ongoing roadway improvements for Nimitz. So next, I have some responses to questions we received during the last neighborhood board. So the first question that we received was, what was the original estimated completion date of the rail? And the original estimated completion date was January 2020 for the full 20-mile 21 station system. The current completion date for our system is 2031. So the second question we received was how claims are approved by HART. So third-party claims, they're handled by our insurance adjusters under our current insurance coverage. We have the right to approve settlements with third parties for property damage or personal injury, even for smaller amounts, and settlements are presented to the HART board. So this concludes my presentation and updates. If you would like to get in contact with us at HART, you can email us at info@honolulutransit.org or call the project hotline at 808-566-2299. and I'll put the information in the chat. So we can open the floor up to any questions if anybody has.
Any questions from the board? Evelyn?
Hi, Evelyn Cullen. My question is posed towards being audited. I know the last audit happened in 2022. It seems like it's due for another one. I'd rather know what issues, financial issues we face now as taxpayers rather than later. So if there's anything that you can share with us about an upcoming audit, that would be really great to know as a taxpayer and as a community member. Thank you.
Any other questions from the
Thank you.
board?
I can come back.
Okay, go ahead. Ken?
I can come back next month with that.
Give us a minute. Hi, thank you very much. I had a question, and I don't know if this is for DTS or Hart, but the connection between Kalihi Lagoon and Middle Street. So I know that there's going to be a station that's going to be at Kalihi Lagoon, but is there going to be some way for people to transfer from there over to Middle Street? It seems like that wasn't really thought about, or there's no answer on that, but is that something that Hart takes a look at, or DTS?
So you can ride the rail directly from Kalihi Lagoon to Middle Street. As far as like bus services or, yeah, I'm not, that would be more of a bus question. I can put their information in the chat.
Okay, any other questions from the board? Any questions from the community? Okay.
Hello, my name is Waylon Mudgett. I just wanted to know, is there a specific completion date for the Dillingham area? Because I know you guys been on that for a while. I imagine it's done in phases. So I just wanted to know if there's a completion date for that particular phase where you'll be moving forward to the next area.
Yeah, I'm on a meeting now.
Yeah, so Dillingham Utilities relocation. Sorry, the video just froze. For the Dillingham Utilities relocation project, that is scheduled to be finished by mid next year. But then right after that's finished, Tudor Perini is going to come in and they're going to be doing the station and guideway construction. So we're looking at construction on Dillingham for the next 5 years.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Thomas Beck. I have a question in regards to what is the status of the Servco issue on the South Street station? Because I know there was a disagreement on whether the city was going to seize the whole property through eminent domain, or whether they're going to try to, I guess, work with Servco, because the city basically changed part of the direction of the rail itself, and Servco was caught off guard for that. But I don't see why they should be held responsible where the city's only answer is to use eminent domain and seize the whole property. Because Servco has been around for a long time. They serve a lot of the community in different aspects. And by seizing that part, they're going to lose another, I guess, area that they use to service their vehicles. Do you know the status? Or supposedly by the end of this month, it's one way or another, either eminent domain or Servco possibly going to court. And we already know what happens when they go to court. It delay maybe another 3-4 years. We don't need that. Do you know the status, please?
So, because it's in litigation, we're limited on what we can say. I can provide you the link to the art board meeting where Servco was discussed, but yeah, we're limited on what we can say because it's in litigation.
Thank you.
Any other
Thank
questions
you.
from the community? Hearing none, thank you so much. We're going to move on to Donald. Okay,
Thank
that's
you.
the mic.
Good question is, some of us have been in the mainland and we've seen things happen and the engineering is pretty good. But why is this rail so darn high off the ground? If you did it a couple of stories, three stories or so, just so trucks can drive through and they don't get stuck, I don't understand why you put this thing so high up off the ground, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, I would need to come back to you next month on why it is like about 30 feet elevated. I would assume that it has something to do with like the clearances for things around it. But a simplified answer is it's elevated so that it doesn't disrupt traffic at ground level.
Gabby, you're cutting out. Okay, I think that's all the questions. Is that all the questions from the board? Okay, thank you so much, Gabby. And then we're going to move on to elections of
Thank you.
officers to serve September 17, 2025 to June 30th, 2026. The officers to be elected are the chair, one or more vice chairs, the secretary, treasurer, and any other officers determined to be needed to conduct the board's business. Start off with chair.
Lynn Vasquez. Lynn Vasquez, I'd like to nominate Amanda Ibanez for chair.
Any other nominations?
Sorry, everyone needs a mic.
No need, sorry.
Hi, Evelyn Cullen. I would like to have the opportunity to be in that position as chair. So I nominate myself.
Right, just a quick reminder, but please do not second. This nomination does not require any seconds. Thank you. And also speak before, do not speak until you get the microphone. Thank you.
So we're going to do a roll vote. Any more nominations? Okay, and Zoidel, I think we're going to do, I'm sorry? Motion to close nomination.
Nomination.
Oh. He also second.
Okay, so we're going to do a roll call vote. Zoidel, you want to go over the rules of how to do two votes?
So when you vote, when you make your vote, say the name of the person you're voting. Okay. So we're voting. There's two running for the for chair. We got Amanda and Evelyn. Okay. Evelyn. Huh? So I'm calling for Evelyn. You vote.
I vote for Evelyn.
Diosa. Ken. Donald. Pat. Randy, are you online? Let me look. No, it's not. Eric. Will. Willis Moore. Cards.
Amanda.
Lloyd. You can abstain. Yes. Vanjie. Lynn. Amanda. One, two, six. Amanda got 7. Evelyn, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Amanda, you got the quorum vote, so yours remain as chair.
We're gonna move along. Thank you. That's nice. Democracy, democracy. So next is vice chair. Anybody wants to nominate for vice chair?
I, Patricia Ho, PE, nominate Evelyn Cullen for vice chair.
Anybody else want to run for vice chair? Just want to run for vice chair?
Hope.
Any other nominations? So we have Evelyn and Pat for vice chair. Any other nominations?
Nominate myself.
Motion to close the vote.
Who was that? Oh, motion to close. Okay, second.
Nominations.
What?
I motion to have 2 vice chairs.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yes, it's out of order.
Yeah, we're accepting nominations. If you want to make that as a separate motion, do so later, but not now.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
the point of
Thank you for
order.
the
We'll keep that in
clarification.
mind.
Okay, so far we have 2.
No, you have
Three.
three.
You have
nominations.
Okay, 3 nominations. Okay.
And then Theosa actually moved to close the nomination.
Thank you, Diosa.
And
Second. And we're gonna have roll call.
Yes. Wait. Okay. Cannot make the motion to have 2 vice chairs anymore, right? Or
no, not yet.
Right.
You just go for your vote.
mahalo.
Yeah, here we go. Evelyn.
Pat.
Diosa. Ken. Donald. Pat.
I, Pat, nominate Evelyn.
Yeah, you're voting for Evelyn. Okay. Eric. Abstain. Mr. Moore. Cards.
Evelyn.
Lloyd. Vanjie. Lynn. Amanda. A moment. Okay, so we have 8 for Evelyn, 1 for Pat, 0 for cards, 3 abstain. Evelyn, you're the vice chair.
Now on to secretary. Anybody want to do? Not yet. Not yet. We're gonna go through everything and.
Oh wait, you can, okay, you can make your motion now.
Now
If
we
you
do
want to
motion.
do
Okay.
second vice
Yes, I
chair.
would like to make a motion to have a 2nd vice chair.
Any second? Okay, thank you,
And
Ken.
second.
So.
So it was, yes.
In discussion.
Go ahead.
Yes. This has already had precedent before. We had it since I believe 2023 that we had a second vice chair, to make sure that everyone can get the help needed. And we can also better outreach to our communities. I understand that me and Evelyn and all the other board members have a lot of things to do. So if we can split up the work between the positions, it would definitely be a big contributor.
Isn't that what the point of committees are for? Instead of having two positions, two titles, you can just have committees.
Yes, I do understand that's the point of committees, but it's more so being specialized. How I see committees is that it's more specialized in the issues that we have. If we didn't have committees, we would not be specializing in education committee. We would not have a committee dedicated to outreach and coordination, so on and so forth.
Hi, my name is Patricia Hopi, just to the chairperson. I like the idea of two VPs in case one can't show up. You have somebody to substitute or alternate. So I'm in agreement for the two vice chairs.
Ask for anyone.
Move to end discussion. Is there anybody else that wants to have a discussion about it? So I move to close. Now we're gonna have, who wants to run then?
You need to vote. You need to vote. You need to vote on that, if you are gonna have a second vice chair or not.
Okay.
That's the motion.
So the motion to vote for second vice chair position.
Yeah, to have a second vice chair position.
Okay.
Evelyn.
Just clarifying, because of the three people that ran for office, so we just take the first and the second from that nomination?
No, we don't.
Like-
In order for you to have the position, you're supposed to have at least 7 votes. Okay, so I'm gonna do roll call. You're actually voting for to have second vice chair position. Evelyn. Diosa. Ken. Donald. Pat. Randy's not here. Eric. Willis. Sorry. Cards.
Aye.
Lloyd. Vanjie. Lynn. Amanda. Seven ayes, 1 no, 4 abstain. So it's adopted. So you do have you're now you do have a second vice chair position. So you can open up for nominations.
Any open nominations for a second vice chair? We got to do this again. Anybody want to nominate themselves or somebody else?
I nominate Pat.
Any other nomination?
Nominate myself.
So we
So we have cards, we have Evelyn. Any other nominations?
so Evelyn nominated Pat.
Sorry, Pat, and then
Cards.
Cards nominated himself. Any other nominations? No. Move to close. And it's second. Thank you. Now we're going to move to vote.
Okay. Evelyn. Who's your vote? So you have 2 for the second vice chair. You have nominees are Pat or Cards. Evelyn.
Pat.
Diosa. Ken. Donald. Pat.
Pat.
Randy's absent. Eric. Willis. Cards.
Myself.
Lloyd, Vanjie, Lynn, Amanda. So Pat has 3 votes, Cards has 5. Abstain, we have 4. So no one actually won the position. So you might want to redo. No, you can redo.
Redo. Just for clarification, what is the
7.
7? Not including abstains, right?
Abstain is counted as a abstain vote. They're not taking any sides.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
We need 2 more people, but does it?
So we need. Do you?
I'm sorry, Zoidel. What do we?
You want to do a recount, revote, or you're gonna table that for next
I'm
time?
gonna table this for next time.
Yes,
We
please.
need to move on. The night's getting late. We'll table it for next time. Moving on to secretary position.
Lynn.
And for herself, secretary. Any other nominations? We're on secretary.
Hold on,
now.
I like secretary.
Okay, she withdraws her nomination for secretary. Anybody want to nominate for secretary?
I nominate Cards.
Cards for secretary, okay.
I'll accept.
Okay, Cards accepts. Any other nominations for secretary? None. I move to close. I think there's only one, so do we need to do a vote, Zoidel?
Any objections to Cards being secretary? Hearing none. Cards.
Okay, Cards, congratulations. Secretary, yay. Very good, very good. Moving on, treasurer. Anybody want to nominate for treasurer?
Myself for treasurer.
Lynn nominates herself for treasurer. Any other nominations? Mr. Moore? Okay. Any other nominations?
I, Pat Hope, nominate Vanjie for treasurer.
Vanjie for treasurer. Any other nominations?
Give me a minute.
I'm not.
Just
I'm
decline.
declining for the Miss. I'm declining for that nomination.
Diosa nominates Eric.
Eric, do you accept?
Accept.
Any other nominations? Hearing none, I'm gonna move to close. And we're gonna have a vote off.
Okay, so it's between Lynn and Eric. Evelyn. Diosa. Ken. Donald. Pat.
Pat votes for Eric.
Randy. Are you? No. Eric. Willis. Cards.
Abstain.
Lloyd. Vanjie. Lynn. Amanda. Okay, so Eric got 6. Lynn has 5, 1 abstain. No one is up for treasurer.
I move to table it for next time.
Okay.
Second.
Thank you. We're moving on to presentations. The night is getting old. It's almost 8. Ella Alexander, intern for the Office of Representative Amy Peruso, pesticide resolution presentation. Is anybody online for that?
No.
Okay. They're not present. Hapa, Aria Castillo, Reclaiming Democracy, Program Director, Resolution, Free College for Hawaii Residents. This is second, Hapa Arilla Castillo Reclaiming Democracy Program Director Resolution, Free College for Hawaii Residents.
Is anyone on for Hapa? Or if there's Aria or anyone else?
Nope.
I can talk on behalf of the nonprofit, not nonprofit, but regarding the position of expanding Hawaii eligibility for community college. This is
No, I'm sorry. Are you doing a presentation?
Am I sorry?
Are you on the agenda for speaking under for
Apologies,
Hapa?
I'm not.
No, yeah. So
It comes to the resolution part.
yes, you
for
can
voting on it,
speak on
you can speak
yeah.
on that.
I will explain more later. Mahalo.
Thank you. We're gonna move on to Hawaii Bicycling League, Paula Bender, Walk Bike Drive Coordinator. Yes, if you can please take the mic.
I do.
Can we call for recess?
We're gonna have a 5-minute recess so they can get their things prepared. 5-minute recess starts now.
Here you go. Yes. Oh, good. So we're not- Okay.
Honestly, any of them can have functioning. You know what I mean? We can't have like 17 being chairs.
So going back to before we saw, when we were at the continuing for public time, we completed really busy sometimes. It was good to have. And so we'll look at busy, we have to do something now. They rotate. And you're ever talking, I like to let somebody else access that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're kind of busy with the next on the field and stuff, the operations, like over, you know.
That building right here.
Danger resident.
That's a new.
A high rise, it's 10 years old. Well, finally, well, then,
Oh, I told you. I'm the baby on it.
yeah. Big property. Half of the apartment, basic apartments. Sit, yes, you see everything, every pole. But that's also after.
It's a restaurant.
Because.
Yeah. It's all living here. Of course. Where all of us. I think that I was not there myself. I'm having a like a can flicking. And I really nuts. Versus the pen, I flicking his mouth. Snap the mouse. Oh no. That recording? Check on that.
Sure.
I knew. I recognize the name. Oh my gosh. Over 30 years. Nice meeting. It's been, I said, Paula, but I know that thing. It's been over 30 years, my dear. Yeah. Yeah. Your daughters must be big already, yeah? Your daughters? Big. Yeah, my initially. Holy cow. My son is just retired. I got in first sergeant. Yes, property. Fire now. Yeah. Nice to see you, Paula.
How many?
Are you ready?
I most certainly say.
I too. Let me know when you're ready. Everything. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, we're gonna call back.
Okay.
We have to wait for Ken. We have one more.
Ken, calling Ken Farm, board member Ken Farm, please return.
Call back.
I am the walk, bike, drive coordinator for Hawaii Bicycling League. And our mission for this program is to develop a sense of kindness, courtesy, and respect on the roads between bicycles, pedestrians, and everybody else who's surrounded by a big hunk of metal, the vehicles. And so I'm going to present this presentation, and it's just under 4 minutes. And then after that, I can take questions. Can't hear. I need to turn my volume up. Should I turn my unmute on?
Yes, please unmute. Yes.
It's not happening. HDOT highlights the importance of pedestrian and bicycle safety on Hawaii's roads. The Vulnerable Road Users Law is part of a broader effort to enhance safety on Hawaii's roadways by addressing the risks faced by those traveling outside of motorized vehicles. Okay. And so far in 2025, we are up to, I believe, 60, maybe 61, but I believe 60 traffic deaths. Am I still sharing my screen? I guess not. Okay. The average number of traffic deaths from 2014 through 2024 were 28 pedestrians, motorcycles, and mopeds involved 27.8. Each year, 4 bicyclists and nearly 50 passengers. The traveling ohana, whether on foot, on a bike, or in a vehicle, commuters are a traveling ohana. We recognize license plates, stickers, and company logos. We merge with a wave, or better yet, a shaka. And when there is a crash, we learn just how close we are to each other. Here are a few things Hawaii drivers should keep in mind when sharing the road with cyclists. There are things called green boxes that give bicyclists a head start on a narrow section to reach the bike lane. Those will be spread across the front at the intersection And it's not a good idea to take that space. You should leave that space for the bicyclist. When passing, allow for 3 feet between your vehicle and the cyclist. And share when you see shares, which place where cyclists cannot safely ride on the shoulder. I did was forget my HDMI. HBL Executive Director Travis Council provides another reason bicycles make sense. During and following an emergency weather event, a human-powered bicycle is most reliable, especially if power outages persist, the internet is down, and roads are blocked for motor vehicles. Everyone has the right to be safe on Hawaii's roads. This precept in Hawaiian law originated with King Kamehameha I in 1797. The law was added to the Hawaii State Constitution in 1978. Please, kokua, make the right decisions. Driving with aloha means everyone has a great day. Mahalo. If anybody has any questions or comments, my email is paula@hbl.org.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the community or online? I have a question. Why are there so many? Is it from like not wearing helmets or what exactly is going on?
I think it's a lot of recklessness. And I think that it's everybody needs to get there as soon as possible wherever they're going. And they don't want anybody getting in their way. But then we also have kids who like to do tricks on bikes and e-bikes. Not necessarily bicycles, but the e-bikes and the scooters. And HPD and HBL are working on legislation toward education, because I don't think you need any education to ride an e-bike. So, but they are putting into law, or it just happened that everybody on a moped under 18 has to wear a helmet. I would say everybody doing any of that should ride a helmet, wear a helmet. I've had 3 road accidents, and I've had 3 helmets that saved my life each of those times.
Okay, so it's like the helmet, them hitting their head. That's the fatality part of it.
Yeah, if they don't have, I mean, they're just like a tomato getting slid down the road, you know?
Oh.
You like that? You like that imagery? I'm sorry.
But it's real.
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's where it's happening. Okay, thank you so much. Any questions from the community online? None? Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate all this information. Thank
I
you.
appreciate you guys too. Thank you. And congratulations, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Paula. Okay, and then, so next we are moving on to city elected officials. Mayor Rick Blangiardi's representative, Deputy Director Stephen Courtney.
Good evening to Kalihi, Pālama neighborhood board members and residents. My name is Stephen Courtney, the mayor's representative and deputy director for the Department of Information Technology. I will start with highlights from the mayor's newsletter for September 2025. That link, along with other information, can be found in the chat. The city honors Oahu's Purple Heart recipients during a ceremony at Honolulu Hale. Mayor Rick Blangiardi unveiled new signs declaring Honolulu as an official Purple Heart city. HEART breaks ground on new guideways and rail stations across the 3rd segment of the rail project from Kalihi to Kaka'ako. The United States Department of Housing and Urban Development's Region 9 administrator visits Honolulu Hale to discuss housing and homelessness with Hawaii's mayors. New members of the Honolulu Youth Commission are sworn in during a ceremony at Honolulu Hale. And Oahu's junior lifeguards returned from the state championship event on Maui with a historic victory. In regards to the city charter, the Honolulu Charter Commission is conducting its once-a-decade review of the city charter, which serves as Honolulu's constitution. Community members are invited to submit proposals by November 7th, 2025. The commission will also be holding community meetings in October. Dates, times, and locations are available on the Charter Commission website. We encourage everyone to participate in the important process. Please visit the commission's website at honolulucitycouncil.org/charter-commission. In regards to departmental issues follow-up, I have two of them. The first one, concerns regarding approximately 22 abandoned vehicles on 1035 Motsey Lane. On July 25th, 2025, HPD made checks at 1035 Motsey Lane where they observed 22 vehicles on a secured private lot. The vehicles were not obstructing any access areas and were not in any type of violation. HPD spoke with the owner of the property who related that all the vehicles belonged to him and a friend. Number two, concerns were raised about the sheriff's and HPD's tagging of residents' vehicles on Makau Street with parking tickets, both in the morning and at night. The Honolulu Police Department is aware of the community concerns regarding parking enforcement along Makau Street. The District 5 Kalihi officers have been conducting parking enforcement in response to ongoing complaints from residents in the area who have expressed frustration about illegally parked vehicles that obstruct driveways, limit visibility, and impact pedestrian and traffic safety. HPD's role is to ensure compliance with existing traffic and parking laws. Enforcement actions taken are in direct response to community requests and are intended to promote public safety and maintain access for all road users. HPD is unable to comment on the actions of the Sheriff's Division, Department of Law Enforcement. Please contact the Sheriff's Division for the specifics related to their enforcement actions. And finally, if you have an issue with the city, please report it through Honolulu 311. And hnl.info is your one-stop shop for updates from the city. That concludes the mayor's report. Mahalo. Are there any questions from the board? Thank you.
Any questions from the board? Go ahead, Diosa. Or Ken? Sorry, Ken. Go ahead, Ken.
Hi, thanks. Courtney, so I had a question. It was still in regards to what I asked Hart. And the reason I brought this up was because it wouldn't make sense if there's no real connectivity between Kalihi Lagoon and Middle Street. I don't know if there's the buses, and I think that would probably be the department, for DTS, but it doesn't seem like there's a plan for that. I don't know if I'm wrong. I want to be wrong, but if there's something where there's a connectivity between Middle Street and Kalihi Lagoon, just because you can't walk from one side to the other. I mean, you can ask people from Kalihi Village, if you know how that goes. So that's why I'm asking that question, to ensure that there's more connectivity within the different spheres of public transportation.
Okay, thank you. I will bring that up to Hart to address, but I'll pass it on.
Any other questions from the board? Any questions from the community? Or online? None? Thank you so much, Stephen. We'll see you next month.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, moving on to Councilmember Radiant Cordero or Representative.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Dee Hayashida. I'm from Councilmember Cordero's office. A written report has been provided, and I will also include her report in the chat if anyone needs it for reference. Starting on page 1, as Mr. Courtney reported, the Charter Commission is accepting proposals until November 7th, 2025. Recommended changes will appear on the November 2026 ballot for voter approval. Also on page 1 is the calendar of events and some helpful links if you need to go check anything. On page 2, the following community updates were provided. The concerns were on Waikimilo Road, the parking with the Automax parking their cars. I guess there are cars for sale on the street parking. So that was put into DPP for investigation. It's still ongoing right now. We also requested for regular maintenance at Kalihi Neighborhood Park and for sidewalk improvement on unpaved sidewalks fronting residents on Kalihi Street. And the Kehi Lagoon Beach Park, the state is contracted a consultant and we'll follow up on this. Other than that, Kalihi informational meeting that was held by Senator Kim. All the information is there on the report. Department of Parks and Recreation is hiring. On the report, we'll list the positions. And Councilmember would like to thank everyone for attending the bus route modification from Aiea to Kaho'iki community meetings. That you can find more information at the link on the report. She also visited Pālama Medical Center and the Naulu apartments, near Pearl Harbor, the new apartments that came up. And 2 presentations were heard at the July 23rd, 2025 Infrastructure, Transportation, and Technology Committee meetings, which were the Energy, Security, and Waste Reduction in Transportation, and the Stream and Drainage Infrastructure Maintenance. The bills and resolutions are also listed on the next 2 pages. And a reminder for the real property tax credit for eligible homeowners. And then there's a save the date in Pearl City Town Hall, which is on September 25th at the Pearl Ridge Elementary School cafeteria. And that concludes my report. I'll try to answer any questions or take them back to report at the next meeting.
Hi, can you share what subject matter will be discussed at the town hall meeting?
The town hall meeting, yes, it is for the kupunas. Hold on. It's for the kupunas for the scam. They're gonna talk about where is it? Okay, the focus of the meeting is protecting our kupunas from targeted scams. That's the town hall. Yeah.
That's a very good town hall training. Any
September
questions from the board?
25th at Pearl Ridge Elementary School, yeah?
Excellent.
6:30 to 8 p.m.
Perfect. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the community or online? Sure.
But I did have a couple questions and concerns about the permitted parking program, the pilot that you got going on the I Street and Wilson. Would that be something I would discuss with you, or?
That you could discuss with Councilmember Dos Santos Tams. Person,
Okay.
she's there waving.
Will they be up next, or? Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions from the community or online? None? Okay, thank you so much. We'll see you next month.
Okay, thank you.
Moving along to Councilmember Tyler Dos Santos Tam, or Representative.
Aloha Chair, Lynn Robinson for Councilmember Dos Santos Tam. Aloha board members and community members. I have a very brief report. I did put council members' newsletter into the chat. We did want to report that we had a great meeting with Kamakapila Pili Church. We've been working really hard over there to clear that area that's been so unsafe for so long because of all the encampments. And I hope you've all noticed that there is a noted improvement. So that was teamwork from everybody, from DFM obviously, and HPD, but also our church leaders, to include the bishop at St. Elizabeth's. And so we're continuing to be diligent, and we have a solid plan to keep it clear over there. But I'm happy to report that the students are walking on that side of the street to get to school. So out of that meeting came a request from them to have a presentation from the Forum Partners group, which are the real estate developers for Mayor Wright. So I just wanted to report to you that some church leaders are gathering, asking for information. We're facilitating a meeting for them to brief the church leaders because they offer services for the families, right? That they have programs, and some of those things might need to be ramped up. And then as people are relocated, maybe dialed back a bit until we get everybody back in the area. So that meeting's coming up next week, and I will report back. We may do another, we haven't, we may do another kind of community-wide briefing, but I would strongly suggest that if the board is interested, that they invite these forum partners, the new real estate developers, to give updates to you folks about what to expect over there. And then I won't belabor the charter commission input that everyone's looking for. There's a QR code in council members newsletter. That's kind of an easy link to go ahead and do that. And then so that concludes my report. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to help or take them back to council member.
Sure. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the community? Please take the mic.
Yeah, hi, my name is Waylon Mudgett. I own a home on I Street. So I just had a couple questions about the permitted parking pilot program. So I got a flyer in the mail saying that we're gonna start getting charged like a monthly or a yearly registration for street parking. Is that correct?
If you're within that restricted parking zone, that'll be rolled out around the first of the year.
Okay, I had some concerns and some questions. How do you folks plan on ensuring that everybody that pays for this service receives a space?
Well, the idea is that it's not necessarily a reserved parking space, but it is a deterrent from people who live on other streets to park in the area because you're going to need to have that tag. So that's my best answer to that question, but go ahead.
So, so you're saying that we pay this fee for an opportunity to park on our street? Is that correct? Or a chance to get a space? I mean, really, if everybody was to, you know, go for the full, like, I mean, you got like $125 to $500. You know, if everybody was to get 4 cars, there would not be enough public spaces, and you would get guys fighting. So I feel like this could be a public safety issue, because I mean, I've gotten into some heated arguments over parking in front of my house, and you put a dollar amount on that, I feel like it's just, you know, it's going to get bad. You know, people are going to come on and be like, hey, that's my space. You know, I pay money for that. You know, so I'm just more concerned about, you know, those issues, how you plan on, you know, managing this and making sure nobody gets hurt. You know, I mean, if you guys got to come out and chalk the roads and be like, this guy gets this space, this guy gets this space, you know, that might be something to think about before you go full scale with this thing.
So the Department of Transportation has oversight. It falls in our district. And if you and I could talk offline, I could make sure that you get the best answers possible. But
Yeah.
you know, there was a pilot program for a really long time, and the pilot program lasted much longer than it would have, right, with no cost.
We were
because of
actually told
COVID.
by Mizuno that this was not going to turn into something that we needed to pay for. So, you know, I know that he rolled this thing out, and I spoke with him personally when I took those you know, permits, and he said, no, this is not going to be something you guys are going to have to pay for later, you know, and lo and behold, it has. And, you know, it's a registration thing as well. So when you say registration, does that mean that it goes up? You know, there's a possibility it can go up in the future. You know, what are we looking at here? So, you know, a lot of concerns with this one.
So I would never say never, but my best answer for that is that the cost is directly related to the cost to run the program. So
Right.
it's right. So that just means all, you know, kind of oversight and the tickets and everything. There's been we did a rollout informational or not we, the Department of Transportation did a pop-up event at Kalihi Valley District Park. And now there'll be a door-to-door event that's happening on October 6th, where you'll see me out there in the neighborhood talking to people, and there'll be an informational, information put out. There's people that you can talk to and ask all of these questions. And this rollout was not willy-nilly. Actually, it's been delayed a couple of times, and there was a lot of community input. I think that the biggest concern was that the community would be blindsided when it was time to pay,
exactly.
right? And we're trying our very, very best to give ample notice to everyone about that.
So is this a guarantee, or is this something that we could fight? Because I mean, I really don't believe in having to pay for a space in front of your home if you already bought the house. It's hard enough to buy a house in Hawaii, and now you got to pay for the ability to park on your street. I feel like that's wrong.
It is a done deal, but it doesn't mean that I don't hear your feedback. And that is, there's only so many of these zones in so many places that the neighbors were, that were willing to do the pilot program and then move forward. It's definitely can be controversial, and it is a cost. And while they tried very, very hard to keep the cost as low as possible, and even lower for subsequent vehicles, I hear you.
Yeah.
Do you want to call me?
Yeah. I would like to.
I really want to have a chance to talk to you and make sure I put you in touch with DTS, and you can and we'll get you directed to the website and all of that, so that you have as much information as humanly possible.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
I put my number in the chat, but can somebody help you get that?
I got it. Thank you so much. I
You got
appreciate
it? Yeah. Please reach out as soon as you can.
Okay, thank you. Any other community concerns? Ernest?
Yes. Can you hear me? Lynn. Hello, Lynn.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. So
Hi,
my
Chair.
problem. Yeah. Hi. How you doing? So Kalihi is where I was born and raised. So it really means a lot to me. And as everybody knows, I work for the state of Hawaii. I work at the ORNL processing center. But because they're redoing the roofs right now, we've scattered between Waipahu, Poolani, and KPT. I got the lucky draw of going to KPT. And in the last 2 weeks that I've been in KPT, the problem has been at 3:30 in the afternoon, 1 hour before we get off of work, right outside of work, there's gunshots going off. Kids are shooting guns at each other. Yeah. So that's a problem there. And then a couple of nights later at 10:05 at night, there was more gunshots going off. So in the 2 weeks that I've been there, there's been 3 times that people have used the weapons at KPT. I work at ORAL, Chinatown downtown area. And I feel a lot safer there than I feel here. And this is where I was born and raised. Yeah, this is my home. I used to party and play in KPT, Ka'umano, Camhausen. This is my homes. What can the council member, all you council members, do to bring most social activities to our kids so that our kids don't have to go through this no more? Our kids don't belong in this type of environment, and they shouldn't be in this type of environment. And we need to start taking care of our children and our kapuna for their safety. So if you can address that, I would be really appreciated. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. I'd firstly want to say that it's tragic, the uptick that we've had in gun violence in the last just 18 months, not only in our district, but island-wide. And other attacks with all kinds of weapons. And it certainly needs to be a collaborative effort with law enforcement, with council members, the city, and with the state. Obviously, KPT is a state entity that we have had many conversations about why there aren't more positive programs over there for the youth. We get all kinds of answers, and there are some prohibitive things, but we always would want to do more. As far as the you know, the city, certainly we could have more robust discussions about what we can do in our parks. And that would all be for our, you know, Keiki and Kapuna, right? That all the enrichment programs and everything that we can do, and just positive reinforcement and positive activities in general. So, um, you know, uh, we're working very hard at Kalihi Valley District Park. We can, you know, look kind of district wide at just better things that we can do. We've tried very, very hard to make sure that lights are on at basketball courts, so that there's not only after school activities, but activities well into the evening. So yeah, if Chair Carvalho wants to team up, we could definitely do some brainstorming. And certainly between the two neighborhood boards, we could do some brainstorming, and I would be happy to put requests into our Department of Parks and Rec if we want to see some more enrichment, or we see where there's, you know, some, you know, activities, enrichment, and, you know, services lacking. Any of that, you know, uh, I think that I think you bring up an excellent point, and this should not be the status quo. And we definitely can all do better to protect our kids and give them better opportunities.
Thank you very much. And I take the challenge. I'm willing. Amanda, are you willing? Okay, so am I. So yeah, so we're willing. So set up a meeting and let's do it.
Yeah, and yep, let's do that.
Sounds good. Ken, you had a question?
There's a question, but also comment. I understand that the Route 20 is going to go away. What I mean by it's going to go away, it's no longer going to go into Evile anymore. So I just wanted to know, you know, if that is already set in stone. Is there anything that, I mean, to understand the importance of where that area is, that's where the job center is in Dole Cannery, and there's a lot of people that do use that area, even though that the 7 is still going to be there. The 20 is still very important and vital in the area. Is there any way of looking at bringing that route back, or them not taking that route away? That would be the question. It doesn't have to be answered now, but just something to for the next meeting.
I can. I will absolutely ask those questions. I think that, you know, like that they make those determinations by ridership. And so, but let me ask about it. You know, it's counterintuitive for sure.
Any other questions from the board? Any other questions from the community? Anybody online? Hearing none. Thank you so much, Lynn. Thank you for all that you do, and we'll be following up with you later.
Thank you. I look forward to meeting with you.
Moving on to community updates, U.S. Army Garrison Hawaii Military Report, Selena Gentowski. Is she online? No? Okay, moving along to residents and community concerns. Please, 3 minutes each. Anybody can take the mic and mention any announcements or community concerns.
Hello, this is Cardenas Cards Pentor. I want to remind everyone that we are on Instagram and Facebook. Our Instagram account is called Kalihi Pālama 15. That is our @ and then our Facebook group is Kalihi Pālama Neighborhood Board Facebook group. And if you would like to email us, we will be sending out newsletters hopefully by November. We keep pushing back because there's a lot of announcements and things that we have to set up. But our Gmail account is Kalihi Pālama Neighborhood Board @gmail.com. Email us about any announcements or any events that you guys have planned or any resources that you would like to put out. And that's it. Oh, and just a reminder that nobody can hear you on Zoom unless if you have the microphone with you. I'm saying this because as someone that uses Zoom and I've been hearing through it, nobody can hear you unless if you have the microphone in front of your mouth. Mahalo.
Okay.
All right, thank you. For transparency reasons, my name is Ernest Carvalho, and I'm the chairman for the Downtown Chinatown Neighborhood Board. Today, I come to speak on my behalf as Ernie Caimana Carvalho, okay? So what I wanted to say is, I grew up in this community, so it means a lot to me. So I'm glad you guys are all trying to take good care of it. But I'm here especially, very especially, want to say thank you to everyone in the Kalihi, Pālama area, especially all the board members that actually came up to our board meeting this past month and spoke on my behalf and showed the aloha and all that. When you think that there's no one that cares for the work you're doing here in this community, not just on the board, but on the roads and on the streets. And then when you hear a bunch of people come up and they show their aloha for you and support you in such a way that they supported me a couple of weeks ago, it's amazing. It lifts you up and realize it makes you know that what you're doing is the right thing. So keep it up. And I just wanted to say thank you to this community, which I was born in, and thank you to the board members. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, my name is Dana Yap, and I have actually 3 announcements. The first one, I think, is right coming up this week, and Pat knows more about it than I do, I think. It's the Walls, Hawaii Walls Day Market. It's from 2 to 6 on Saturday, and it's at Farrington High School. Parking is in the front. And if you drive by the school, you can see all the murals that they're painting. They're planning to get 50 murals up by Saturday. That's why there's a lot of people at the school right now. Okay. And then Pat, if you want to say anything about that.
Thank you. Just echoing off with Mr. Dan, that yes, we're looking for people to come out to our community at Farrington High School because we have over 71 new murals that was put onto our board on top of our walls. It's called Worldwide Walls. So international people have come down here to paint beautiful murals for our school, from the old buildings to things that are so empowering for our kids. So all we need that community people come out and support those 71 different artists that has put on these murals onto our walls. And they all have a story behind their mural that they put up, you know. So the whole thing, even what President, was that the principal at our school was saying, that it was their heart desire of what they want to put onto the wall. So we gave them that openness, and our principal is letting us to have an open museum at Farrington High School. So, you know, everyone in our board, if you come out and support that
That's exactly.
artists, would be a blessed
From
thing.
2 to 6. The other thing that I'm bringing out is coming up, going in order. So this is the announcement for you guys about the Christmas parade. So it's, you guys participated in it before, so hopefully you guys will be doing it again. It's Black Friday, so you can guys come out and walk and stuff like that and support the community that way, because this is probably the only community event that we really have. So we're trying to keep the tradition going on. We invited the Alumni Association for Farrington to help support this. And the last one, I don't have paperwork yet, but Farrington Alumni Community Foundation is celebrating its 50th anniversary this next year. So that's for every class and every alumni. And it's going to be a 2-day event. I mean, 2 events for 1 day. The first one would be in the morning for the older ones that we're having a brunch type lunch at Honolulu Country Club. And the other one would be in the evening, and it would be at the Bishop Museum. So it'll be covering both ends of the spectrum as far as ages. So we're looking forward to that, and I'll let Diosa speak on that because she's part of it.
So yeah, we'll be having our anniversary celebration on February 22nd of 2026. It'll be first part at the Honolulu Country Club from 9 to 2, I believe. And then at nighttime, we'll be having our Paina event. It's kind of like a night market feel. We're going to have vendors, entertainment, beverages, and all of that. 5 to 9, front lawn. It's going to be a huge party. We're celebrating 4 generations of governors. So it'll be really good to come out. And also we are featuring all Kalihi rooted vendors. So that's another good thing. We're going to have a huge platform for them. So if anyone on Olelo is watching, if you want to participate or be a vendor or are wondering about tickets, please reach out to us or Dana Yap.
Thank you very much.
I believe Mr. Larkin, you're next.
Good evening again, everybody. Sorry, I got to raise this up. I'm a little tall. Again, thank you all for joining us here at my school today. We're looking forward to a great partnership over the next few years, hopefully, here at our school. Just a few announcements about things that are going on in not only my school, but the schools around. First off, I want to say good job, Farrington, at their homecoming game. Although they didn't quite squeak out a win, they did a good job playing. So good job, Govs. Most of you guys might not realize, but almost all the schools in the area are doing health screenings for their keiki right now. We're doing vision screenings, dental screenings, and general health screenings. And just want to get that out there so their kids are still getting taken care of at the root level, even if they might not have the ability at home. We are recommending right now, everybody in the area is making a big push for vocab. So if you have relatives, I know Dios has already heard this one. If you have relatives with keiki, please have them learning at least 1 new word a day, every single day. We need to know 50,000 words before they get to high school. That's a lot of words. That means you got to learn a lot every single day. Fall break is coming up in just a couple weeks. So either before fall break or shortly after fall break, you're going to see all the schools doing a bunch of safety drills. So you're going to start seeing the evacuations. If you see your child's school evacuating, don't panic. It's probably a drill. If you don't see a bunch of cops around, we're good to go. Okay. You also probably will hear the alarms as the fire drills happen. You will hear about the earthquake drill, the lockdowns, and all those kind of things. They're all drills. Ours is going to be happening in just 2 weeks. But all the other schools in the neighborhood are going to be doing those. They're all required to be done before December. Speaking of things before December, we have a kind of an event coming up that we're looking for help, and that is our trunk or treat on October 24th. So we're not doing it on Halloween, people. We're not going to screw that up. But on the week beforehand, we are having trunk or treat here on campus. And if anybody would like to donate a bunch of candy for our kiddos, we're actually looking for candy, not healthy stuff. We want the good stuff for the kids. So go ahead and give it to our PTA. We're glad to help. Also, if you would like, if any of the community organizations out there want to put up a booth or hand out flyers, we are open to that. Just come see me at the school. Many of your other schools in the neighborhood throughout Kalihi Pālama area are hosting events around this time of year. So please feel free to reach out to your schools to see how you might support them, even if you don't belong to my school. We all need help in a lot of different ways. So please support your schools and your keiki in whatever way you can. And I think that is all I have for today. Yep, that's it for me.
Alrighty.
Thank you very
much, Mr. Principal Larkin. And again, big mahalo for allowing us to be here and supporting that.
My pleasure.
Alrighty. Any other community concerns? One more? Okay.
Aloha. My name is Onihea Kaniali'i. I work for Hawaii Wildfire Management Organization. I'm from Papakolea, but my Ohana's church is on Halona Street at the Hafting Lane cutoff at the corner next to Carpenters Union, Gospel Salvation. So I do have roots to Kalihi, but I came to night by invitation of Diosa and to share about a program that we share. It's called Firewise. Has anybody heard of Firewise before? Okay, so how I first got started with Firewise was we had a fire in Papakolea at New Year's in 2024 and was only a few months after Lahaina. And that was really eye-opening and scary and too close of a call. So we went to our community board meeting in Makiki and we learned about this program called Firewise. This is a community-driven and led initiative all you need at the least is 3 community members that have concern about fires, and they reach out to us, HWMO, and we have a few dialogues, but essentially we are invited to the community to do a community hazard assessment, and it is led by the community. Community shows us the areas of concern because we're not from there. You know your community best. And after we do the walkthrough, we compile this assessment and we gift it back to the community. It is your assessment and you can choose what you want to do with it, who you want to see this assessment. And the knowledge that we get for this assessment comes from the National Fire Prevention Agency. And also, our program is actually expanding throughout the Pacific. We just reached out to Guam and Palau and did some actions over there. But after we do the assessment, give it back to community, then the community creates an action plan. So based off of that assessment and those areas of concern, you create an action plan of this is what we want to hit. This is the things that we want to resolve. And especially, so our mana'o, our philosophy, we call it to own your home ignition zone. So you first own your 0 to 5 feet around your home. That's what you need to concentrate on. And then as the zones extend out, here in Hawaii, especially in town, our zones overlap with our neighbors. And sometimes it can be challenging to have those conversations. And especially, we don't want to point to our neighbors and make them feel bad, but we do want to point out the concerns. So through Firewise, we educate to help to resolve those concerns. For our community, HWMO has been able to give us mitigation funds, usually in May, that's Wildfire Prevention Month. And we are able to receive funds, and we're not a 501(c)(3). You don't have to be. We didn't even receive the recognition yet, but we were able to receive these mitigation funds. We've had green waste bins brought into our community and wood chipper. So we would send out like notices to our community that on Sunday, we're gonna have green waste bin and chipper. Bring your green waste to the curb and our Firewise team will come by and pick up your rubbish and throw it in. And that was a really great way for community to learn more about the efforts, because at first we did get pushback from community and they're saying, why are you doing the work that the state or DHHL needs to do? Well, everyone is at capacity, and the longer we wait, the more fires we are having. 99% of fires are caused by humans. 99. But that also means there's a 99% chance that we can resolve this and make a difference. So I have here, this is called our Ready, Set, Go guide. This is a great way to take a first step. With the recent fires in Austin Lane, I watched the news coverage of it. And especially I was watching all of the residents out of their homes. Hardly any of them were carrying any items, any of their belongings. And one of the first things that we recommend to do is to create a go bag. How many of you know what a go bag is? Awesome. We need more people to know what go bags are. There was? But was it a go bag? Yeah. Right. I think one lady has shared she grabbed her mother's ashes. Yeah. So like you think of all those important items, but if you lose your structure, you need clothing for it. We say we recommend about 14 days to prepare even further for that, or even all of your important documents too, to keep it all in one place instead of scattering it around. Yes. Wow.
Chair, please use the mic.
Oh. Yes. So thank you for sharing that. We truly believe that, yeah, if you make a go bag, it could make a difference of life or death. Instead of taking time to like look around for things, that's why Ready, Set, Go, get out of there as soon as possible. Yes, structure and our items are important, but life is important most of all. I have a few of these that I can hand out also, but especially in the back, we have our checklist. A lot of what I've been hearing tonight is help for our kupunas also. I challenge my kupunas to at least check one off each week. Not all of them do, but at least we're having these conversations, and that's really a great start, a great foot forward. So That's what I have to share. Are there any questions?
Any questions from the board?
Oh, I can.
Diosa?
Yes, we have it available online. Our website is hwmo.org. We also have, sorry, hwmo.org. And then we're on Instagram, Hawaii Wildfire. I think that's all we are on. Mhm.
Can we ask Anuhea to just come back for a longer presentation in the next meeting?
Awesome, totally. Okay, mahalo.
Thank you.
Can I share? Just sharing again for our community. Last week, Saturday, September the 13th, we had We Are Kalihi. Was located up at Dole Middle School. It was a big event. It had, every vendor was there, had a lot of food, a lot of everything, but not enough community people. So I don't know how we got to get more communication with the community because everything was all for the giving, but not enough people got that information for We Are Kalihi. So that's what we had last week, Saturday. Then October 6th, we'll be having a cleanup community event with FSTF, I believe. This is going to be at Farrington High School also. Yeah. So we'll get different organizations. You will be coming in if you guys want to join in. That'll be great. On October 6th, October 22nd, they will be having mainland people coming into Farrington High School. So that's why we're having that big cleanup crew before they come into our house. But thank you for letting me share.
Are there any more community concerns? We're going to have to move it along. Mr. Larkin, go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick comment for reaching out to the community. Please feel free to reach out to the elementary schools to pass out information to the parents. We reach a big group and we can hit the entire community at one announcement and just give us the flyers and we'll be happy to rock that out.
Okay. And like I said, even Saturday, please let them know about the big mural.
I got that flyer and we're going to send it out tomorrow.
Thank you, boss.
Okay, we're going to be moving it along. Thank you so much, everyone. State elected officials, Senator Carl Rhodes.
Hi, you hear me okay?
Kind of, sort of, if you can
Kind of,
increase the
sort of.
volume.
Hang on
a
just a
little
second. Let me see if I can. Is that any better?
bit. That's better. Thank you.
Okay, great.
That's better.
So let's see. First on the list, I have Hawaiian Electric is informing their Oahu customers of various financial incentive programs available for everyone. The Hawaii Home Energy Assistance Program, HEAP, provides help for households in crisis who will be disconnected or possibly disconnected at a maximum of $650 in payments per household. There's also HECO's Hawaiian Electric is also providing energy credits. The payments vary for household not in crisis, but who need the help. I tried to send I sent the flyer from Hawaiian Electric late. I don't know if you got it or not. This is what happens when your office manager is out on medical leave. So if anybody needs any help finding that, please let me know. You can get me at 586-6130, 586-6130, or the email address is senroads, which is SENRHOADS at capital with an o.hawaii.gov, and we'll try to help you out. I'm sorry I messed up the getting it to you. Next item is the Attorney General is alerting Hawaii consumers who purchased generic drugs, okay, between May 1st, 09 and December 31st, 19, that they may be eligible to receive compensation as a result of a class action settlement with generic drug manufacturer Potex Corporation. You can go find out. I've signed up myself. Unfortunately, I've used Cipro several times in the last 20 years and was apparently overcharged for it. So there's a long list of drugs that if you've used them in that time frame, you might have been gouged and you might be able to get money for it. So the email address for them is aggenericdrugs, all one thing, aggenericdrugs.com. And when you get to that, it'll give you a list of drugs and you can see whether anything that you've taken is on the list and you might be eligible for a reimbursement for the amount that you overpaid. Next topic is COVID. As probably most of you are aware, it has been on uptick over the last month and a half. I admit that I finally got it after 5 years. I unfortunately didn't have a very bad case, but that's the problem with COVID. You never know whether you're going to shrug it off like a cold or whether you're going to end up in the hospital. So I highly encourage you to go ahead and get your shots. Flu shots are available too. There's all this stuff going on up in DC, but at the moment, it doesn't look like it's going to affect us in Hawaii. The state has joined I forget exactly what it's called, the West Coast Health Alliance, and they're not going to adopt the Centers for Disease Control's schedule of vaccines. And the good news is that the insurance companies are still paying for COVID and flu because for them, it's cheaper to pay for the vaccine than it is to pay for you if you're in the hospital. So I encourage you to be sure you're caught up on that. And that's it. Thank you.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the community or online? Hearing none. Thank you so much, Senator Rhodes.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Moving along to Senator Donna Mercado Kim or Representative.
Hi, everyone. This is Savannah reporting for Senator Kim's office. Our community report was sent digitally to the chair, and community members can contact our office if they'd like a copy sent directly to them. Some legislative and office updates. Senator Kim went on a site visit with the Senate Committee on Ways and Means to Kauai for a packed 2 days of presentations. Site visits like these help guide legislators on priorities and insights for the upcoming session. So she'll also be on the next trip with Ways and Means to Big Island in November. She's also celebrating Grandparents' Day this month with multiple senior groups in the district. So this past Friday, she went to the Kalihi Y to deliver pastries and talk story with them. She also, in partnership with the National Foundation of Women Legislators, was awarded and will be giving away 100 backpacks to first graders at Kalihi and Pālama L at the end of the month. So that is coming up on September 26th. And then in other general updates, the Department of Transportation started their noise detection camera pilot program on Monday with the installation of cameras at their first location. The cameras are detecting events exceeding 90 decibels or more at each site. So there's going to be 9 more sites installed through January 2026, and they'll include intersections at North Baratania and River Street, as well as Like Highway and North School Street. No tickets are going to be issued through the pilot, and the objective of the program is really just to gather data to help inform future legislation on vehicle noise and police enforcement. And then lastly, just a reminder that Nimitz Highway is going to be fully closed from Friday, September 19th at 10 p.m. till 4 a.m. Saturday, September 20th by Hart to install a traffic signal and conduct road improvements at the Bishop Street intersection. So that's all the updates I have for Senator Kim's office, but I will be on if there are any questions. Thank you.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the community or online? Hearing none. Thank you so much. We'll see you next month. And then we're moving along to Senator Glenn Wakai or Representative.
Hi, for Senator Wakai, my name is Ashley. Good evening, and aloha Chair Ibanez and members of the Kalihi Neighborhood Board. First, congratulations everyone on your newly elected positions. Just a few updates. So I'm sure you've heard by now the groundbreaking partnership facilitated by Senator Wakai with Amazon Air and Maui Gold Pineapples. And that's really just the beginning of that partnership. Senator Wakai is a strong proponent for economic development and growth within the state, and he firmly believes that this opens up a way to diversify our economy so we can try to move away from just tourism. We can hopefully start to get products like locally made products like ukulele, aloha attire, baked goods, etc. And this is really to help support and uplift the local small businesses, which are really the backbone of this economy. Also, we wanted to give a shout out to Farrington High School math teacher Lynn Otaguro. She just won $1,000 from the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl as part of this year's Extra Yard for Teachers Week. So that $1,000 will be used towards things for her classroom for her children. And let's see, the last one here that Senator wanted to highlight was he had urged UH Athletics to have the UH football kicker Kansei Matsuzawa. He's a self-taught kicker from Tokyo. And he debuted his jersey at the September homecoming game with kanji written on his nameplate. So it's an effort to cultivate a fan base in Japan and a way for UH to stay competitive in the football market. And it's a way for them to actually go after corporate sponsorships in Asia rather than just depending on the mainland. And I'm available to take any questions or concerns back to the senator. Thank you.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the community or online? Hearing none, thank you so much. We'll see you next month.
Thank you.
Moving along to Representative Daniel Holt or Representative? None? Thank you. And so Representative Shirley Templo had mentioned that she will not be here tonight, but we have received her newsletter. Please see it online. It is posted. Next is Governor Josh Green, Representative Adriana Kalihi or Representative? Okay, none? Oh, wow, we're going to go through this fast. Board business, resolutions to vote on, or we can have discussion, but nobody was able to speak on it. Cars, are you able to talk about the pesticide reform resolution? None? If none, you don't have to, don't feel. Okay, the next one, since nobody's gonna be able to talk about it or discuss it, the resolution urging for expanding eligibility for the Hawaii Community College Promise Program. You wanted to speak on that?
Now I can speak on it. Okay, so expanding the community college program, it already exists, and basically it provides scholarships to disadvantaged students that can qualify. And basically what it's just doing is just expanding the definition. I hope that everyone read the resolution about how in detail it's gonna expand I gotta take this out. How it's going to expand the eligibility for the students. And there already has been statistics about it, about how it's going to be beneficial for the youth of Hawaii, how it's going to increase the job market, and also how it only costs $20 million, including new students and an increase of enrollment. So it's not that expensive if you look at it from our surplus in previous legislative sessions, which is, I believe, about $1 billion. So yeah, does anyone have any questions regarding the resolution? I motion to vote on it. Cannot? Oh, echo my. Motion to support the resolution. Yosa second.
Any discussion? I further want to say that investing in the people of Hawaii to have higher education will furthermore perpetuate people to stay in Hawaii, to afford Hawaii, to have better jobs in Hawaii. I believe in high schools, students are allowed to have and start earning credits. So therefore, we should perpetuate that and open that to the general public, at least to an associate's degree, for them to be able to grab that. Furthermore, that would also for communities such as this, for like KPT, for Mayor Rights, for Pālama, and I come from public housing myself, it is extremely difficult to work and to go to school at the same time and to afford those kind of things. So if we can help to perpetuate people of Hawaii to have that kind of education and have a foot up, that would be great.
Thank you. And to also add on, since we encompass Honolulu Community College, this is a reminder that HCC is a technical school. This is where we get plumbing. This is where we get firefighters. This is where we get police. This is where we get people to help do air conditioning. And so many more resources that people go overlooked because people don't know where to get in, where to start for these types of trades. It's usually at HCC. In KCC, where majority of our students go, that's where they learn culinary or nursing aid for those that want to learn more about Hawaiian culture or Hawaiian cultivation and the arts. When we're community college, LCC, that is where we learn, communication with arts, everything. Any other questions? Evelyn, go ahead.
I know you mentioned something about $20 million. I know that there's going to be some huge budget cuts coming down affecting our higher education at UH Manoa. So I'm hoping that this really sticks and stays. You can never tell what actually trickles down. So this I fully support.
Do we want to take a vote? Okay, roll call vote. Support, voting to
support
support.
the College Promise program resolution. Evelyn, Diosa, Ken, Donald, Pat, Eric, Willis, Cards, Lloyd, Vanjie, Lynn, Amanda. Okay, so we got 12-0-0 adopted.
Thank you for supporting this resolution. This means so much to me. I have introduced this resolution at the Honolulu Youth Commission back in 2022 when I was 18. It's so beautiful to see this resolution passed in my neighborhood now. Mahalo.
Okay, moving along to approval of minutes for Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. Anybody move? Second? Thank you. Minutes approved. Committee reports. I'm sorry,
Ask for any corrections.
any corrections? None? Okay, thank you. Committee reports, 3 minutes each. Discussion about and formulating committees. It is now, let me see, 9:07. Do we want to have this conversation now or do we want to table it for next meeting? I think so too. Thank you, Mr. Larkin. This is a little bit longer than usual, but we'll be tabling for next meeting. Next is community resources and educational institutions. If there are any concerns about homeless individuals or groups in the neighborhood that need help, you can email Honolulu Core at honolulu.gov or call Core at hotline 808-768-2673 to ask for assistance. This line is for non-emergencies only and calls will be returned as soon as possible. Announcements, the next Kalihi Pālama Neighborhood Board meeting, number 15 meeting is scheduled to be on Wednesday, October 15th, 2025 at 7 p.m. at Kalihi Elementary School Library. The Kalihi Pālama Neighborhood Board 15 recordings can be seen on Olelo, channel 49 or at olelo.org/live at the following times: first Monday of each month at 9 p.m. and the second and fourth Thursday of each month at 11 a.m. Kalihi Pālama Neighborhood Board is adjourned.